I wasn't included in Sandra's close friend's Instagram story, but her coworker Amy sent me a screenshot that changed everything. The image showed Sandra sitting in a hotel room with a man I didn't recognize. Her arm was around him, and she was holding a glass of champagne, looking perfectly at ease. The caption read, "Let me heal in peace." I stared at it, my mind racing, but I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I waited. When she came home, I hugged her as if nothing was wrong, then left a printed copy of the screenshot on the kitchen counter. 3 days later, Sandra showed up at my door, pleading for me to talk. But before I dive into that, let me first say a huge thanks to all 4,000 subscribers. I truly appreciate your support. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and help us reach 5,000. I replayed the moment over and over in my head as I sat at my desk that Monday afternoon, trying to focus on a quarterly report that was due the next day. Then my phone buzzed. It was a message from Amy, Sandra's coworker at the marketing firm. "Hey Matt, sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I thought you should see this," the message began. Attached was the screenshot from Sandra's Instagram story. There she was, sitting on a hotel bed with some guy I didn't know, his arm around her, and the caption, "Let me heal in peace." Sometimes you need to escape to find yourself again. I stared at it for what felt like hours. We hadn't fought recently. The night before she left for her work retreat, we had dinner together, watched a movie, and kissed goodbye. She told me she'd miss me in the morning before she left with her suitcase in hand. The timestamp on the image was just 2 hours earlier. I zoomed in on the details. The unmade bed, 2 glasses of champagne, her smile. I felt a tight knot form in my stomach. She had texted me the night before, saying she had a migraine. I called Amy back, trying to keep my voice steady. "Thanks for sending this," I said. "Has she posted anything else?" "Not that I've seen," Amy replied. "Matt, I'm really sorry. I debated whether to tell you. How long have you known?" "This is the first concrete evidence I've seen," I said. "But there have been rumors at the office for a few weeks. She's been spending a lot of time with Drew from the creative team. That's him in the photo." "Does everyone at work know?" "Yes. Not everyone, but enough people have noticed. For what it's worth, a lot of us think it's messed up how she's handling this." I thanked Amy again, hung up, and did something surprising. I went back to working on my report. Despite the shock, I somehow managed to finish it, detached, as if I wasn't even in my own body. Suddenly, all the small things that had felt off in the last few months started to make sense. The late nights at networking events, the weekends spent catching up on work, her password-protected phone that always lay face up on the coffee table. Sandra wasn't due home until Tuesday evening, so I had about 30 hours to decide what to do. I considered confronting her immediately, texting her to blow up her little healing getaway. But something stopped me. Maybe it was pride. Maybe I wanted to see if she would lie to my face. Or maybe I needed time to process it all without her excuses clouding my judgment. So I waited. While I waited, I kept busy. I went to the store to buy printer ink, printed the screenshot on our expensive photo paper, the kind Sandra bought for portfolio prints. The image came out perfectly clear, almost like a work of art. The hotel room seemed sharply in focus. I placed it right in the center of the kitchen counter, under the light, where it couldn't be missed. Then I cleaned the apartment, did some laundry, and packed a small bag for a few days away. Not everything, just enough to make it clear I was leaving. Tuesday evening came. I heard the key turn in the lock at 6:47 p.m. I had been sitting on the couch, scrolling through emails, though I wasn't really absorbing any of them. "Hey babe, I'm home," she called cheerfully. I stood up as she rolled her suitcase in and set her purse on the entryway table. She looked slightly tired but happy, the kind of exhaustion that comes after a demanding retreat. "How was it?" I asked, managing a smile that felt foreign on my face. "Exhausting but really good," she replied, walking into my arms for a hug. "The team did some amazing brainstorming." "I'm sure you do," I said, hugging her back, breathing in her familiar perfume mixed with the unfamiliar scent of hotel shampoo. For a second, I almost pretended everything was normal, almost continued the care we had in our relationship. But then I reminded myself who she was now. I missed you, she said, pulling back to kiss me. I missed you too, I replied truthfully, though I missed the version of her I thought I knew. I'm starving, she said. Want to order takeout? I'm thinking that Thai place sounds good. Menus are on the counter. I nodded and followed her into the kitchen, counting her steps in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I heard the sharp intake of her breath. She had seen it. I grabbed my pre-packed bag from beside the couch and started for the door. Matt. Her voice was high-pitched and panicked. What is this? Where did you? Amy sent it to me, I said calmly, turning to face her. She stood frozen, the screenshot in her hand, her face drained of color. Apparently, I didn't make the cut for your close friend's story. This isn't, I can explain, she stammered. I'm sure you can, I interrupted. But I don't want to hear it right now. Where are you going? She asked, her voice frantic. I need to think, Sandra, I said. Please. It's not what it looks like, she pleaded. I'm sure it's exactly what it looks like, I said, opening the door. Enjoy healing and peace, Sandra, I added, closing it behind me. On her desperate protests, I drove to my brother's place across town. The next 3 days blurred together. I took Wednesday off to get my bearings. By Thursday, I was back at my desk finishing the quarterly report. My phone buzzed with texts and voicemails from Sandra, but I didn't read them or listen to them. My brother gave me space but offered his own kind of support. Cold beers in the evening, no pressure to talk, just company. On Thursday night he finally asked, So, what's your plan? I looked up from my laptop. For Sandra. The apartment. My stuff. My life. I realized I hadn't thought that far ahead. I don't know yet. Part of me wants to ghost her. Just start fresh. He nodded. You could, but you've built a life there. Your job, friends, the place. Then he added, She called me, you know. This surprised me, I said. When? Yesterday. This morning. Crying both times, asking where you were, if you were okay. She said she made a horrible mistake. What did you tell her? That you're an adult, and if you want to talk to her, you will. I nodded, acknowledging his words. Thanks. For what it's worth, he continued. She really sounded broken. Not that it justifies anything. Closed my laptop. I keep thinking about that caption she posted. Let me heal in peace. Like she's the victim somehow. What exactly is she healing from? My brother shrugged. People tell themselves whatever story helps them feel better about their choices. I finally looked at my phone. 28 unread texts from Sandra, 13 voicemails. I read through them but didn't reply. The messages were a mix of pleading. Matt, please come home so we can talk. It wasn't what it looked like. I made a terrible mistake. Drew means nothing to me. I don't know why I did this. Please give me a chance to explain. Love you. Only you. To a striking shift in tone. Denial, admission, then desperation. By early this morning, a final message. I'll be at your office at 5. Please just talk to me. I didn't show up. Instead, I texted Amy, who confirmed Sandra had called in sick for 2 days. It turned out her absence had fueled office gossip. Several coworkers had seen the Instagram story before she deleted it. Drew's been reassigned to another team, Amy added. He's telling everyone it was just a friendly weekend and that you're overreacting. Course he was. 3 days after Sandra returned home, I was at my brother's place, packing my things. I decided to stay in a hotel for the weekend while figuring out a more permanent plan. My phone buzzed. A message from my neighbor Tom. Hey man, Sandra's sitting outside your door. Been there for like 2 hours. Everything okay? He sighed. She had found me. I texted back, thanking Tom for letting me know and telling him everything was under control. Want me to tell her to leave? He offered. No, it's fine. I'm heading back anyway. I drove to the apartment slowly, rehearsing what I might say when I reached our floor. I saw her immediately, sitting on the floor beside our door, knees pulled to her chest, eyes red from crying. She stood quickly when she saw me. Matt, she breathed, like my name was both a prayer and an apology. I stopped a few feet away, apartment keys in hand. How long have you been here? A while, she admitted. I went to your office, but they said you were working from home today. I tried your brother's, but he wouldn't tell me anything. I needed to see you. I nodded and moved past her to unlock the door. You might as well come in. No point having this conversation in the hallway. The apartment felt different. Some pictures that had been on the walls were missing, and a few things she'd picked out were gone from the shelves. I've been staying at my sister's, she explained. I took a few things. I set my keys on the table. Okay. Talk. She took a deep breath. First, I want to say I'm truly sorry. What I did was inexcusable. Which part? I interrupted. The cheating, the lying, or just getting caught? She flinched. All of it. Matt, I've been, lost lately. Questioning everything. It wasn't about you. That's where you're wrong, I said sharply. It was absolutely about me. About us. Every choice you made was a choice against our relationship. She nodded, tears welling up. You're right. I've been selfish and stupid. Drew was just, a distraction. But he meant nothing. I've always loved you. I stared at her, then turned toward the door. I don't know how we move forward from this, Sandra.